Hello everybody, welcome back to Gyandan. Today is the 25th day of 30 days to a more powerful vocabulary. French phrases you can use. The rivers of our languages have flowed into the vast reservoir of English. The following paragraph will give you just a hint of its varied sources. Each of the italicized words come into English from a foreign language. The sky was steaming rain. The boss had a touch of influenza. He came up on the veranda, put down his mammoth umbrella, entered the comfortable oasis of his living room, and sat down. He filled his pipe with tobacco, warmed himself, first with the hot cocoa, then coffee, and listened to his pet canary sing. Canary sing. Here are the parentages of these words: sky, Old Norse; oasis, Egyptian; boss, Dutch; tobacco, West Indian; influenza, Italian; cocoa, Mexican; veranda, Portuguese; coffee, Arabic; mammoth, Russian; canary, Spanish; umbrella, Italian. The main contributors to English, however, are not the languages from which the above examples have been taken. They are rather French and Latin. French, as would be understandable, has added a large number of delicate and graceful words and phrases to our speech. Many of these have been adopted so recently that they still retain their Gallic flavor. Here are 10 common French importations. If a prisoner of war were being tortured and were on the point of death, the final stroke that killed him would be the coup de grace. Coup de grace. Any blow that puts a suffering and greatly weakened animal, person, or institution out of its misery is a coup de grace. Thus, we will say a conqueror has allowed a subject nation to continue for a time with nominal independence. When and if that conqueror decides to overrun the vanquished nation and completely destroy its last vestige of freedom, he will be delivering the coup de grace. Anyone who is in the way, out of the place, or not wanted is a de trop. De trop. If little brother insists on sitting in the living room when his sister's beau comes a-calling, he is considered a de trop. Number 3. In a sophisticated conversation, slightly off color or improper remarks are sometimes made in terms that seem innocent. Any word or phrase which has two meanings, one of them an indelicate one, is called double entendre. Double entendre. Double entendre. You are en rapport with someone when there's a perfect meeting of minds and a complete absence of friction. Number 5. A real cooperative spirit on the part of a group, combined with an enthusiastic submergence of self-interest for the sake of common good, is called esprit de corps. Esprit de corps. A crack regiment is sometimes framed for its esprit de corps. Number 6. Napoleon proved him to be a leader par excellence. Par excellence. Escoffier, noted the world over for his cuisine, was a chef par excellence. Ralph Waldo Emerson, we might say, was the interpreter of Plato par excellence. If your mind is perfectly attuned to your surroundings, if you are alive and alert to all that is going on around you. If you're on guard, wide awake, eager, expectant. You are on the key weave. Key weave. Key weave. Number 8. A medley of things, an assorted and heterogeneous mixture of great variety, is called a potpourri. Potpourri. Number 9 and 10. Have you ever met a man or a woman with perfect voice? Do you notice how he or she sees exactly the correct and charming thing at the proper time? Never is such a person guilty of a faux pas, an embarrassing mistake. On the contrary, your perfectly poised, sophisticated, cosmopolitan friend is the possessor of savoir-faire. Savoir-faire. The literal translations of these 10 French terms will help establish the meanings in your mind. A little rehearsal of the pronunciations of these colorful words wouldn't be out of order. Pronounce with me. Coup de grace. Coup de grace. Coup de grace. Blow of mercy. De trop. De trop. Too much. Double entendre. Double entendre. Double meaning. Un rapport. Un rapport. Harmony of relation. Esprit de corps. Esprit de corps. Esprit de corps. Spirit of the body. Par excellence. Par excellence. By excellence. Qui vive. Qui vive. Who lives. Potpourri. Potpourri. Rotten pot. Faux pas. Faux pas. False step. Savoir-faire. 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 To know how to do. Exercise 2. The 10 words of this chapter have not been defined for you as yet. Their meanings have at most been sketched in. Nevertheless, a careful rereading of section 1 will no doubt make it possible for you to write the correct French terms next to each of the following synonyms. Synonymous phrases. Some of the terms we have just had will be called for many times in the list that are given below. Pause the video and answer these questions. Let us now look at the answers. Out of place. De trop. Group enthusiasm. Esprit de corps. Double meaning. Double entendre. Surpassingly good. Par excellence. On the alert. On the qui vive. How did the answers check that with what you had written above? Then let's see how many of the following sections can you fill in from memory. Pause the video and try attempting this exercise. We'll discuss the answers shortly. Let us now look at the answers. Section B. 1. In the very choicest manner. Par excellence. In agreement. En rapport. In the way. De trop. Mixture. Potpourri. Decisive blow. Coup de grace. Section C. On your toes. On the qui vive. To's accompany. Their throw. Finishing stroke. Coup de grace. Preeminently. Par excellence. Off-color ambiguity. Double entrande. Entrande. Section D. In harmonious relationship and rapport. On guard. On the qui vive. Jealous regard of the honor of the group. Spread their corpse. Medley. Potpourri. Embarrassing error. Faux pas. Poise. Savoir faire. Savoir faire. Little of everything. Potpourri. In accord and rapport. Knowing and doing the graceful thing. Savoir faire. Embarrassing mistake. Faux pas. Section 3. True or false. Below you will find 10 statements in which French words and phrases have been used. Some true, others false. Write T or F next to each statement indicating whether you believe the French words have been used correctly or not. Pause the video and we'll look at the answers shortly. Number 1. The fall of France was in the nature of a coup de grace for England. False. Number 2. We find the Chinese death throw in a war against Japan. False. Naive girls indulge in frequent double entrandes. False. A husband and wife should be en rapport. True. A defeated army is full of esprit de corps. False. Sarah Bernhardt was admitted to be an actress par excellence. True. A book of famous quotations is a potpourri of literary gems. True. A prize fighter must be on the qui vive when he is in the ring. True. A finishing school claims to give young girls savoir-faire. True. The faux pas is generally embarrassing. True. Check your answers and mark yourselves. Exercise 4. Now we will give you the definitions. Can you match the French terms with them and write them down in the correct places below? Pause the video and attempt this exercise. Let us now look at the answers. Number 1. The mortal stroke. Coup de grace. Number 2. Said of a person who is in the way, out of the place or not wanted. Their throw. A word or phrase with double meaning. Double entrande. In harmonious relation with one another and rapport, the common devotion of members to an organization, esprit de corps, preeminent beyond comparison, par excellence, a mixture, a medley, a melange, potpourri, the challenge of French sentinel meaning, who goes there, hence on the alert, qui vive, the ability to say and do the right thing at the right time. Savoir faire, a misstep and embarrassing mistakes. Faux pas. These 10 phrases are only a few of the thousands of French words that have become the adopted children of our language. Used with discretion, they can take their places as the grace notes of cultured conversation and writing. If you haven't already been introduced to them, you will be surprised how many you will hear or find if you start listening or watching for them. That was the end of chapter 25. To be continued. Thank you for watching the video. Like, share, subscribe.